Welcome to Some Say I'm Gifted, where we teach you the magic of walking in your spiritual gifts and how it can help you navigate this crazy life, and helping you understand that even though we're in this world, we are not of it. So take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and let's get real.
You all right?
No.
Okay. Hello. This is Tess, me. And this lovely little thing you're listening to is Some Say I'm Gifted. I'm here with an amazing tri-host. I like tri-host better than co-host.
Yes.
Because we know that y'all will try anything once. Anyways.
She's
Morgan and Danielle. Say hello, ladies.
Hi, everyone. I'm Danielle.
Hey guys, I'm Morgan. Glad you guys are listening.
I have a question. We've got some cool stuff to talk about. We're going to celebrate all the things. Did you like the two different... That's not even songs. I just did that for y'all. I was like, remix.
That was
Okay.
really special. Thank you.
Thank you. I've been working hard. Okay, so we have a question. I want you guys to answer. I'm going to answer. And this question can go to a lot of different ways. It could be for your house. It could be for a person. All kinds of stuff. Anyways, I want you to reach out to us on somesaywe'regifted@gmail.com. That's how you email us. Facebook, Instagram, Some Say I'm Gifted. But here's the thing. You can like, subscribe, and comment, and tell us what you think. Answer it on the comment, right?
Yes.
You can even review our podcast, which I'd love to see.
Yeah, we do
Can't
read
wait to
those.
see. Yeah.
Yep.
We're going to read all of them.
All of them.
All right. My pet peeve. What's your pet peeve? Hard question for a light topic. Jace,
Okay.
in the front.
So my pet peeve, this is a very, it's a specific thing. When people close the blinds during the day, because I really like having natural light come in. So if people, it's so specific.
It is.
But my husband started going around during the day and like closing the blinds and putting on like the artificial, the lamps and stuff, and I got really mad.
The big light.
The big, yeah. So
We call them the big light in our house.
the natural light is the big light, or
No,
the big-
overhead light.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't.
Yes.
If you notice, there's lamps. My husband says I have an obsession with lamps. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in my room.
Oh,
In our bedroom, there's 5 lamps.
yeah. See, I like natural light, so that's my pet peeve when people close blinds during the day.
I like that pet peeve because I like natural light and it's good for your home. My pet peeve, since I'm a massage therapist, a lot of new people receiving massage, when you're laying on your back and somebody's working, your massage therapist is working on your neck, please, for the love of God, close your eyes. I hate when people are just like blindly looking. I put my head up next to them, I look up at the sky with them, and I say, "What you looking at?" Yeah.
That's so funny. Just the
So
awkward eye
yours
contact.
is for people. Yours is like a physical, like, is it like in your home?
Mm-hmm.
I have pet peeves for people. I have that like phobia where people smack their lips, chew with their mouth open, or suck on their fingers. It freaks me out. It's a phobia.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Like suck on their fingers, like if they have like Cheeto
Like,
stuff
yeah,
on
they
there.
got something
Yeah.
on there. Remember one time I said we were eating. I don't remember what we were eating. We were somewhere eating, and it was me, Mom, and Morgan. And Morgan went like that, and I went, "For the love of God, wipe your fucking hands!" And Mom was like, "Tess, shut up." And you were like, "Am I bothering you?" And she was like, "Tess is weird about things. Certain things get to her." And I was like, "Just wipe your fucking hands."
Oh, well, no.
So I have pet peeves for humans.
Mm-hmm.
I have pet peeves for like if somebody leaves drawers pulled out
Oh gosh.
or cabinets open, I lose my mind. If somebody has dogs in their house and there's dog food on the floor, even if it's beside the bowl, I lose my mind.
Gotcha. Is that a little bit of OCD?
I don't know. Those are the only things.
Yeah.
Those things, people eating, those are pet peeves. Or somebody blatantly lying to me.
Well, I feel like
That's a
just
respect thing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
pet peeves, yeah. Which is really funny. My husband is partially deaf, and which how our marriage worked. That's what I always say. It's funny. But he chews with his mouth open. I never noticed it until one day we had a family dinner. And my brother said, "How do you handle him chewing with his mouth open?" Because that's how,
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "He doesn't." And the next time we ate together, I was like, "He does."
love is blind.
Yeah.
It is so fun.
Literally.
So yeah. Okay. Today we're talking about celebrating all the things. So why is this? Does anybody know why it's important to celebrate all the things? And what are all the things? We'll get to that. But why is it important to celebrate?
Because if not, then how could you be happy?
Just life becomes mundane.
Yeah, boring.
It's very patternistic,
Mm-hmm.
which we don't need. We need excitement.
Mm-hmm.
You can always come hang out with me because I'm pretty exciting.
That's so true.
That's very true. Yes.
Always stuff going on.
Always, every day.
Never a dull moment.
Mm-mm.
Even going to Walmart with me can be interesting.
It's a time. 7:30 in the morning Walmart trips are.
They're the best. They're the easiest.
Oh, yeah.
The most chill.
Yep.
Okay, so why do we celebrate all the things? Because we don't want to be mundane, but also because we follow Christ. We don't judge you for what you follow, so please don't judge us. But here's how. We like to give praise and thanksgiving to where it goes, where it belongs. Does that make sense?
Gratitude.
Gratitude. Yeah, but celebration. Okay?
Yeah.
So once you get to, let's say, 21, 22, what do you have left to celebrate? We have birthdays,
Right.
holidays, but you've reached all the milestones, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what everybody likes to think. But we're going to tell you different today because we need to celebrate the small things, all the things.
All the things.
Whether it's you did so good on a spelling test and you get your kid a cake or a cupcake or a cookie, whatever. What are some things you two ladies do to celebrate the small things or all the things?
I mean, I would say so I think when my husband, so he's a 9 to 5, Eric does, and when he comes home from work, we always try to take some time to spend outside and just like walk our dogs or enjoy just like being outside, soaking up the sunshine. You know, now that the sun sets a little earlier, we try to do it as soon as he gets home, but that's kind of like our way of soaking in the day and just like we both love being outside, and I think it's a way to help ground us out and like enjoy that we have a backyard now that we can use, because before where we lived on the Outer Banks, we really didn't have a backyard that we could use. And
Nobody has a yard there.
yeah, nobody really has a yard, and it's all just sand and
Yeah.
you know, which is great at the beach, but we didn't have oceanfront property, so it was like, what are we doing? But now we have a backyard that we can enjoy. Eric has a grill that he can use. We have seating out there. We have trees and birds and just the sunlight, and honestly, like all those little things make us so happy, and we talk about it while we're outside just hanging out with the dogs, and that's our way of like celebrating the day. Like we're here, we're happy, we're grateful to be alive,
Yeah.
you know.
That's a daily thing. That's great. What about you? Do you so I have daily things I do, and I do with my kids, and I do with my spouse, but also I have like monumental things, like when we hit monumental thing, you know, which are like no big deal. Like for instance, and as soon as I say this, when I was growing up, it was every 6 weeks you got a report card. Okay, now it's every 9 weeks. So I'm like, what is it? Not this is not right. Like my brain doesn't comprehend. But
Yeah.
so every 9 weeks when my kids get their report cards, if you get all A's, you get $50. If you get A's and B's, you get $10. I think that's a large difference. I think we should do A, B's, and C's, $5, $10, 20. But my husband's made the financial call. Kind of hard to take back 50.
That's a lot of kids for $50
Yeah.
too.
We've only had like 2 or 3 do it one time.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like it's not been that much, but the $10.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not my money; it's his money. He's spending it.
Right. But it's something for them to achieve, you know, and look forward to, and like.
Oh yeah, I
celebrate.
mean it's enough for like a Fortnite battle pass.
There you go. That's.
Because they're like $10 or whatever. I don't know. I don't play Fortnite.
Yeah.
So there's that. But those are more goal driven things to celebrate. More, do you celebrate things like that?
I don't. I think that I fall into the mundane very easily because.
No kidding. I love you. I told her I'd get her back for the way she treated me at that spooky house.
That's true.
That's true. This is it.
This is the payback.
We have
y'all.
it recorded. Here it is.
Yes.
I fall into the mundane because we didn't really celebrate. Like I didn't have report cards and stuff. I was homeschooled. My family is kind of boring on that side of stuff. You know, my cousins had birthdays and we'd always go to my aunts for that, but we didn't do a whole lot of celebrating in my own household for that kind of stuff. Now if it's like a daily thing, you know, like I like to end the night like with a good bath or, you know, a sweet treat or like just some chill time outside on the patio or but you know, I probably should. I really
Well, I think
should.
you really should. And I'm going to tell you, I want you to, because I want you to tell our listeners the difference it makes in your life.
Yeah.
And I want you to amp it up a little bit,
Yeah.
Danielle, okay? Let me explain. If we live day to day with the cookie cutter, if you want to call it WandaVision in the early episodes, or the Brady Bunch where it's this and what's for dinner and we're gonna how was work, honey, and let me get your slippers and did you get your homework done and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
If we do that day in and day out, we will end up hating our lives. Okay? And we don't need to. So I'm gonna Morgan does celebrate.
I'm sure.
Have you ever given this child a hologram?
Oh my gosh. I have not.
The excitement she has over the little things is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for instance, every time we finished an episode, you've done a little dance. That's a celebration. That's what I'm talking about. But we need to glorify that. Like, we need to take that and go, this is what this is.
Yeah.
We just finished another podcast. We're reaching our goal this weekend.
Acknowledging it.
Acknowledging it and speaking it out. And why do we want to speak it out, ladies? Do you know? Yeah, you in the back.
Yeah, me. Hi, my name's Morgan. Is it
Hi,
because the tongue holds the power of life and death?
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh.
So we can speak good things into existence just like we can speak shit into existence. And yes, I cuss. There's a reason for that because we speak shit into our existence. Every time we use bad words, we speak it in. Every time. And it's going to stick in your head too. Isn't that crazy when bad words stick in our head? What I'm saying is going to stick in your head. And every time you're like, that's son of a, you're going to hear me go, don't say it. Don't. So I'm going to say, you ready? Don't say it. I don't care if he is a son of a bitch. Don't say it. Mm-hmm. I don't care if she's a bitch. Don't say it. Don't speak it into existence. The moment you do, it becomes real. Now I'm going to go back to my normal voice. Okay. So what I'm saying is we have to be aware. We have to know what we're doing. Celebrate all the things.
Yeah.
It gives it power. And you'll receive more.
Exactly.
Yes.
It opens the door for more good things to come from it. And then you get in a kind of a routine of bringing that good stuff in, and then the bad seems less and less.
So Morgan said she brought a book with her because we were talking about reading Bible, like, you know, how much of the Bible we've read, blah, 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 blah. And how the three of us need to stay more into the Bible, right? Mm-hmm. And Morgan said, I said, well, let's start Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And we'll say from this point to this point, right? Like the Gospels. And Morgan said, or I said something like, who begot who? I said, that can get boring, but there's so much in there.
Yeah.
I said, like the prayer of Jabez. And Morgan said,
I love the prayer of Jabez. It really brought a whole lot into my life.
It did. And the prayer of Jabez is... Mm-hmm. Does anybody know? Bless us indeed, O Lord. Expand our territories. Keep your hand with us. Keep evil away from us and let us cause no pain to anyone. Why is that last one important? I know Morgan knows. Do you know?
Let us not cause no pain to no one.
Let us cause no pain to anyone.
Well, because if we cause pain, then isn't that the opposite of love?
Jabez translated to English means pain.
His mother named him Pain because of how unbearable his birth was.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. So he prospered. He did well. He had a lot of things. So basically, that book tells us we can do any. We can.
You can ask God for anything, and He will give it to you.
Absolutely.
I can't remember if it was you or your mom who told me that she imagines in this that up in heaven or wherever God presides, that there's a warehouse full of shoe boxes with all the blessings that God has for you, and that He wants to give this to you so strongly, but He cannot give them to you if you don't ask for them.
Absolutely.
You have to ask for those gifts.
Do you know why we have to ask? Mom and I had the same thought on that, and it probably because she told me when I was a kid. You know what I mean? But do you know why we have to ask? Because when we were created, we were made to have commune with God.
Communication.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's it. Like, we were made to create. Our purpose is to create. Mm-hmm. But we were made to have communication with God.
Because God wants that recognition. I mean,
not just recognition. He wants to know. Children. Let me tell you, I lose my keys. I'm like, Jesus, God, hey, can y'all, I got to go. My kids are getting out of school in about 5 minutes, and I ain't even in car line, so they're going to be thinking I'm late. I got to go. Where are my keys? Mm-hmm. Or I'll say the baby Jesus prayer. Baby Jesus lost and found, show me where I laid it down. Because they want to be part of every aspect of our life. And I'll say, God, please send the Holy Spirit to protect my babies while they're with their dad. and even protect him even though I don't like him. I don't like him a darn bit, but help him be a better father.
Mm-hmm.
I pray without ceasing. You know, I talk to God probably more than I talk to my husband, which is what we're supposed to do. I talk to God more than I talk to you ladies.
So it's funny because for a long while there, every time I would open up my Bible, it would go to Luke chapter 18, which is the prayer of the persistent widow.
Yeah.
And I love that parable that Christ tells his disciples because it is basically about this widow that needed justice in a case that she was doing. So she kept going to this judge over and over and over again, and he didn't follow God. He didn't believe in God. He didn't really care about people. But because she kept coming to him, he granted her the justice that she needed. And Christ's message is basically like, if you keep coming, why wouldn't God give you what you want? You know, because God loves us. God wants the best for us. So
Yeah.
if you bring it before him, why wouldn't he, you know, give you what you ask?
Yeah, so I remember you were talking about the boxes in a warehouse, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's something that I believe too, and I don't know if it's because Mom just installed that in my little baby brain or what, but God's word says, ask and thou shalt receive.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. I know that sounds... Now, does that mean I can go out here and I can be a hoe? And I can be a hoochie mom? No, I'm just playing. It actually has nothing to do with that because God's love is never ending.
Mm.
It has to do with if we are giving ourselves to God. It doesn't matter how we sin. No. That's earthly things. Because, ladies, we are in this world, but we're not of this world, right? Those
Yes.
are earthly things,
Yes.
earthly worries. And we need not worry, too. Like, we can ask God, I don't know what I'm going to do. Let me tell you what a prayer I prayed a few weeks ago. I have totally neglected to realize that my two birth children, have to have their the money turned in for class trips at this time, within a week of each other. One's $200, one's $175. And in that, I also have to pay $200 in tuition.
Wow.
So that's $575. But if you pay it online, it's $10 more, so it's $585. Okay?
Wow.
Totally
Unexpected.
Out of the blue.
Well,
the
one of them,
tuition.
the tuition was expected, but I couldn't get anybody to respond back to me via email, phone calls, anything saying why, because I couldn't pay it online. It wouldn't let me. So I had to go above and beyond to try to, and then I got a notice saying you're late. I'm like, dude, you know what I mean?
Gosh.
So then I knew about my 8th graders class money, but they did not send out papers like they normally do with 6th grade. And I just so happened to be there paying for my 8th grader.
Mm.
And said, is there a 6th grade class trip this year? And they were like, oh yeah, they gave them at the beginning of the year. I have my birth child and my stepchild swear up and down. And I know they didn't. They would have given it to me. Because they wanted to go. It's not like,
Right.
So they didn't. So I didn't even know about that one. $585. I have an amazing husband that helps me pay for things. But I paid for the majority of it. And we'll pay for the rest of it. But I go, God, what am I going to do? Show me what to do. So he showed me what to do. But he also provided not just an answer, but things for me. Does that make sense, ladies?
Yeah.
Sorry, that is behind my
He'll always provide a way for you to help yourself also.
Yeah.
But you have to, be listening and expect an answer. I
And
think that's-
ask.
Yeah.
Yeah,
ask.
you had the asking. We were reading something this past weekend about with every temptation, he gives you a way out.
Mm-hmm.
With everything, he gives you a way out. Maybe it doesn't seem so in the minute. Like, people are like, but what about people that are kidnapped and they're locked in the basement? Eventually, he'll give you a way out. We might not like the way out sometimes. We have to realize that too. And we might not like the answer for answered prayer.
Mm-hmm.
On another side, funny note, Garth Brooks, which I know we've talked about before, wrote a song that said that thank God for unanswered prayers. And I do, because he sees the bigger picture we don't.
Yeah.
So sometimes no answer is an answer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I always think no answer is an answer. It's not sometimes,
Yeah.
So I think that when we ask, we need to celebrate those answers. Not just to give God glory, but for everything. My stepchildren got so used to me cooking. They weren't, I'm not saying that nobody cooked for them ever. I'm just saying they just, not every day, not like I did and do, okay?
Right.
So it became a thing where growing up, we didn't have dessert every night. We would have it here and there through the week, but we definitely had it on the weekends, right? But not every night, okay? It got to a point, no matter what I would cook, as we were sitting down to dinner, my stepdaughter would go, what's for dessert? And I'd be like, eat your dinner, just shut up. Because the next thing would be, I can't eat anymore. What's for dessert? You know what I mean? So, like, and then 2 hours later, like, I'm starving. Well, you should have ate dinner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not that way. My husband's a lot more that way. Like, you'll eat what's put in front of you. I am not that way. Because that brings food trauma and eating disorders.
Right.
Yes. And I was not a picky eater growing up, but I'm not going to do that to kids. Okay?
Yeah.
So, we decided we were going to only do desserts on the weekends. Just making it easier.
And healthier.
And a little bit healthier because everybody can stand to quit a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Well, they didn't like that. So they gave it a week or two. And then it was, pick them up from school. Hey, what's for dessert?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, not even what's for dinner, just what's for dessert.
No. Every day. So we had to sit down and talk to him. And I said, I'm going to tell you something. If you do something that's worth celebrating, let's say y'all clean your room without me asking. I go into the bathroom and it doesn't look like somebody slaughtered somebody that peed them pants. Okay? Like, we don't need to have toothpaste on the walls. Okay? I'll celebrate. You do that? Honey, I'm going to make cookies tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we'll go get ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have nothing to celebrate like that, that's on you. So you have to look for the things to celebrate. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, we celebrate probably too much in this house. My husband's a Jacksonville Jaguars fan. So every time they win, the whole house gets ice cream.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my goodness.
That's wonderful.
That's so sweet.
Whether they're with us or not. They will watch football when they're with the other parent just to find out if they're going to get ice cream or not. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? And I said to myself, I'm like, did you ever have dessert before you met me? No. I'm like, then why do you think? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think it was also that fact of celebrating. It was, we get dessert. There was like, they just expected it because we do celebrate. Probably too much, but I don't think that's a thing.
It's something to look forward to every day, though. You know, you get up and you're like, hey, there's going to be these things that happen that are worth getting excited about. And, like, I think that just makes the day easier in and of itself.
Yeah.
I agree. Knowing that good things are coming is, like, just such an exciting feeling that you really feel throughout your whole body.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I understand that because this is what I celebrate every day. It's a little gushy. It's a little girly.
That's all right.
Oh, that's okay.
So people that have known me for a long time, I'm not very emotionally available.
Not wearing your
Personally.
heart on your sleeve.
Yeah. I don't cry about I do, but like privately.
Yeah.
Very, because I was taught to be that way. I'm not saying that's good, but my husband brings it out of me. Just he allows me to have a safe space, right?
Yeah.
Every night before we go to bed, I curl up to him and I put my head on his chest and I rub my hands through his chest hair. That's my celebration every day. I've made it through another day and I didn't kill any children.
That's worth celebrating.
I know.
That's great.
Isn't it great?
Yeah, so that's your little reward to yourself.
And
Every
you
day.
worked hard for it. You deserve it. So you deserve the
Yes.
celebration.
Well, I haven't just worked hard for it. We've all worked hard to be where we are.
Yeah.
Each and every one of us 3 women sitting right here, we have all worked hard to break generational curses, to break heritage curses, to break the monotony of everyday. You know what I mean? It sucks.
Yeah, it's tough.
So don't act like you don't celebrate, girl. I know you do. You dance.
I do dance. I do dance every day.
Yeah.
Do your little
Those little celebrations. So we need to encourage this. We want to know what you guys have to say.
And how you celebrate.
Yes. Is it a little dance? Is it a secret candy bar?
Is it getting a 7 brew coffee before
Oh
you
my
go and
God.
record
Oh,
a
yes.
podcast?
Every morning, guys.
This is why they actually come to Tennessee.
Yeah, it's no longer for Tess.
It's not for me. It's the coffee.
It's
And I get it. I mean, I'm not a coffee person. I used to be. But I hear it's great. My husband's always like, try my coffee.
But you know what? It's okay every once in a while to treat yourself too, and I think people need to know that. It's all right.
Absolutely.
You deserve it. You know,
Yeah.
you deserve that.
You've worked hard to get to where you are, and hopefully you're listening to this podcast because you want to better yourself, and that's something to celebrate.
Or just hear what we got to say.
yeah, sometimes it's just entertaining.
Yeah.
This is
So-
entertainment and educational.
Absolutely. I just want to celebrate everything all the time.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let us know. Like, subscribe, comment. Find us on Facebook, Instagram at Some Say I'm Gifted. Sorry. Email us at somesayimgifted@gmail.com. And I can't wait to hear from you guys. Love y'all.
Have a
Love you
great day.
guys.